Well, ain't that real pretty? It's pretty pretty out there. Sure is pretty. Yep, it's pretty. There's mountains out there. It's a mountain.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the anabolic growth switch. Now, this is something that happens as you get more advanced as a natural bodybuilder. You start to get in tune with your body and then start to connect sensations with a growth spurt of some sort where you grow muscle. You can actually feel when the body wants to adapt. Sometimes it's a feeling of go, 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 where you feel like you have this inexhaustible energy where you just feel like you want to lift the sky. Actually, lift the mountain. The sky would probably be pretty light because it's made of air. But anyway, well, maybe all of the sky, maybe it might be heavy. Yeah, all the sky, all the molecules, maybe, I don't know. Check it up on Google, I don't know this shit, but anyway. So the bottom line is that sometimes you feel like you can run through a mountain or lift one over your head. You know, you have this certain time where you feel excessively strong and vibrant and vital, right? Now, of course, this is linked to diet. So if you haven't watched any of my diet videos or nutrition videos, make sure you go watch that playlist, because if you're not eating enough protein, not eating enough organ meats and getting enough nutrition, of course, you're not going to have these anabolic moments. Right? It's just not going to happen because your body has nothing to build anything out of. So that's the first and foremost thing you have to take care of. But secondly, there will be a time where you notice when you go heavy that it almost flicks a switch in your body. So one of the things I want to talk about is that even though I lift in the 15, 20, 25 rep range a lot, it doesn't mean that I never lift in the heavier rep ranges either. So what I want to talk to you about is that you need to, once in a while, stimulate your entire system by putting a lot of weight on the spine. You might have only one exercise where you do this, whether it's deadlift, whether it's shrugs, whether it's squats, whether it's Romanian deadlifts or bent over rows. There might be something like that where you're putting heavy weight on your spine. Maybe it's only one of those exercises, and then the rest of the time you're doing moderately heavy, but you're not doing excessively heavy movements, right? So what I mean by heavy is like doing something that's 6, 7, 8 reps with good form, of course, because that's the most important thing. If you don't have good form, then you're going to screw yourself up, of course, right? But even if it's a partial, and this is another thing I want to talk about, even if it's a partial, because with a partial rep, you can usually use a little bit more weight, and that can help you stimulate the entire system. So therefore, when you're doing whatever range of motion you're doing on the other movements, you're going to be getting more stimulation. You're going to get more growth because the hormones and endocrine system in your system is totally stimulated, right? So the hormones are stimulated, and therefore your body starts to adapt. Now, you don't have to go heavy all the time. People usually overkill this, and then that's why they get injured. And then they say, oh, you know, they bring out the crucifix every time somebody does something heavy. They're like, oh, heavy's bad, heavy's bad. No, heavy too much is bad. Anything too much is bad. But once in a while, stimulating the system can really make a massive difference in what happens with the rest of your training. Now, the second thing is that then you can go into the pumping type stage where you use moderate reps or higher reps, and you get into that deep, deep burn. And you'll notice that when you pump those reps really strongly, there'll be this type of sensation that you can experience where almost it feels like the muscle like is burning so badly, but it almost rips, not tears, okay, that's different, but there's almost like a small kind of ripping sensation. It's not tearing, it's almost like a intense burn, cross pull in the muscle, and the muscle belly, not in the attachments, but actually in the belly itself. And I've noticed that when you hit that switch, then bang, there's some sort of growth that happens. It's almost like the fascia makes room for more blood flow and for more muscle growth. My brother and I noticed this. My brother noticed especially, he was doing pumping movements with leg press, just partial reps for like 50, 60 reps, just burning the shit out of his muscle. And then he'd go and do some front squats and stretch the crap out of his quads, because front squats didn't bother his knees. They killed mine, so I never could do them. But the bottom line is his quads grew like crazy. They looked unreal, right? I remember one girl saw his legs one time, she goes, they're so sick, they're disgusting, they're too big. It was pretty funny, right? So there will be times where the pumping movements are also necessary, and then applying the principle of the pump and stretch principle, which I talk about in a video, where basically you pump the muscle up and then you do a stretching movement. So another example, like say for biceps, would be you do your barbell curls or your concentration curls or your cable curls, and then you go and do incline curls after that, and then you'll get more of a stretch in that muscle belly and then get stimulated. So this is like an anabolic growth switch that you are hitting, because you're just tearing that fascia apart and stimulating through heavy and a pump, and then, you know, stretching that muscle fascia, right?
cool. Mini mountain, mini mountain.
So you'll realize that there are very real sensations around these techniques where you can connect that sensation with a period of growth. So this is something you want to pay attention to. As you're training, you'll notice that you'll have this certain type of feeling of an overwhelming pump, or maybe an overwhelming amount of strength or hardness in the muscle, or feeling of invincibility. Or maybe you have a solidity to your body, but you'll start to notice when your body hits that anabolic stage, and then you'll notice also that you don't necessarily have to continue making it get to that stage, so you don't have to continue going heavy. So say you went heavy in order to have that effect in the body, that doesn't mean that you have to go heavy all the time, but now you can use the momentum from that overall bodily switch or that system switch in order to grow from your other movements where you might be doing lighter or medium weights, right? So I find the best thing is to combine rep ranges, combine exercises, combine techniques, combine machines and free weights, and at some point you'll find that there are certain movements that you may crave or need at certain times, and you may need certain amounts of weight at certain times, and this will help your overall body hit an anabolic growth spurt. So I just finished working out in the garage, and I just did a little workout tonight, but then after working out, I'm doing a little meal here. I got some turkey sausages and broccoli and a little bit of jam in there just to flavor it up. But most of my meals are protein and green or something like that, maybe fish, sardines, whatever. And then here and there I carb up. But I find if I eat like this most of the time, when I carb up, then my muscles fill out and I feel good more often, and I seem to just get more pumpy and lumpy. You know, lumpy and pumpy? That's kind of what you're doing this for, right? Mountain. So the key to this is paying attention to the sensations that you're having, and then see what is happening in your body. Are you getting stronger? Are you getting weaker? Are you looking more pumped? Are you looking less pumped? Are you getting fatter? Are you getting smaller? Are you getting leaner? You know, all of these things you pay attention to, and also pay attention to the sensation in your body. And at some point that sensation will tell you the truth long before you know whether a technique's going to work or not. You start doing one random technique that you've never done before, but then you have this certain sensation within, and it'll be a pretty good indicator that something is happening in your body that will resonate with that sensation. Pretty genius, huh? I'm a pretty smart guy. I say shit that nobody else says. This stuff is the inherent stuff that all elite level athletes know, but they can't put it into words, or they haven't, because they don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know, because if you know about it, then you're gonna beat them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. They don't want that. Who wants that? Huh? But this channel's different, you know? The mountain is made for people to be raised up to the sky. The mountain doesn't mind if, you know, mountain lifts you up. The mountain doesn't trod you down, you know? Mountain lifts you up. If you're higher than the mountain doesn't care. You know, that's the job of the mountain. Just sit there and you can just climb right up. Done. Bang. Hey, there's some mountains there. Mountains. 1 and 2. And you notice that there's no bicycle around here right now, because it's not my bike. You guys got to remember that. This is not my bike. Quit giving me shit about that. So I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters. Hey guys, don't forget to get my new music album, Knees Down. And I have another one called Ethereal in there. I have another one called The Street, another one called The Move. 4 albums now on my website, so make sure you go check them out if you like the music on this channel. You want to download it yourself and bop around, you know what I mean? Just be listening to Gallant and stuff when you're in the gym or whatever it is you're doing. And yeah, just go to my website, it's there. All right? You've been told. You have been informed. Bam.